Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
Joel Schumacher. The Phantom of the Opera, 2004. If there ever was a filmmaker that didn't get a fair shake, I think it's Joel Schumacher. I think he's one of the greats. I think he's one of the modern day greats. I think his filmography is second to none. He's a visionary. He can handle multiple genres. What ends up on screen with him is, it's a painting sometimes. Corner to corner, just beautiful looking stuff. So recently, right? Like, I went to London. We did a couple podcast episodes, couple drops of the films I watched on the airplane going to London and then coming back. But while I was in London, my fiance and I, the absolute love of my life, guys, the one I spend every waking second, I organize so much just to spend like real time with her and be able to do and share things. So we're in London. It's Christmas time, and it's just beautiful and spectacular. And we have tickets for Phantom of the Opera, and she, not completely versed on the type of movement, musically and Broadway wise, just musically, where Andrew Lloyd Webber and friends, guys, because we have someone writing the lyrics, we have someone helping him with the music, but he's steering the boat. He got all the credit for Phantom of the Opera. So she doesn't know what the type of music, like what she's about to embark on. She's just a musical is something that seemed fun, and Phantom worked for London, and let's just do it. We're there. We got extra time there. Let's go. So we go, and she's completely transformed. The music alone just rewires her brain, and we go back to the hotel room after getting dinner. Had dinner at this spectacular Indian place. So I put this movie on back at the hotel, and I travel with enough equipment to put things up on TVs, and so we're there watching Joel Schumacher's Phantom of the Opera after seeing it live and having our hair blown back. Screenplay: Joel Schumacher, Andrew Lloyd Webber, based on Phantom of the Opera by Andrew Lloyd Webber, Charles Hart, Richard Stolgo, based on The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. This movie cost $80 million, made $155 million. So it did. Seems like a good time at the box office. I'm sure you kind of want to say. I used to watch, when I was a kid, watch Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune with my grandparents, and there would be advertisements for Phantom of the Opera, and they would organize all the elderly and moms and church ladies on these trips, and you would be able to buy tickets for Phantom of the Opera and get organized to go onto a bus, and everyone jumps onto the bus, and you drive up to New York for the day. This is how like Broadway really blossomed and just like blew it. They hit the American middle class hard with these ads. But I would just see, like, I feel like a chunk of my childhood is just watching these ads with the mask of Phantom of the Opera. Later in life, I would discover musicals, and you guys know I adore musicals. To me, the best films are the films that incorporate music to a high level, something like All That Jazz, which is why I put All That Jazz above Citizen Kane. I just have to do it. So we're in the hotel room watching this movie, and I'm just saying to myself, I'm like, why did I not know that Joel Schumacher directed this and collaborated with Andrew Lloyd Webber on this high level? Where does this fall in Joel Schumacher's filmography? So I get like all of these questions. and AKA Padders, when it comes to Joel Schumacher, I was there. Like it was like 3 straight years of Joel Schumacher movies for me. It was Batman Forever, Time to Kill, Batman and Robin, and then I remember seeing like Nicolas Cage in 8mm for the first time, and that movie 8mm, I'm just like this guy is amazing. He's just, and then backtracking and St. Elmo's Fire, Cousins, Lost Boys, Flatliners, Dying Young, Falling Down, The Client, DC Cab. I remember buying that. Used to be a $5 VHS with with Mr. T. Mr. T's in that. And then we get to this this later part of his career, but we get Flawless, which is somewhat of a theater thespian movie. We get Tigerland, Colin Farrell, Tigerland, amazing. Bad Company, Chris Rock, that is one of the best cocaine jokes in history. Phone Booth, again by Colin Farrell, one of the best real-time movies ever. We have Veronica Guerin. I'm not familiar with that. That's with Kate Blanchett. See, then we get Phantom of the Opera. We get Number 23. We get Blood Creek, which is referenced on this podcast. I believe we did an early 31 Days of Dread episode on Blood Creek. Liked it a lot. But if you were to enter into the realm of the cinephile, the film buff, the film critic, Joel Schumacher, what's framed, what's contextualized, the point of view of his career is that, wow, the guy had so much potential, and he made Batman and Robin, and sometimes they'll even put Batman Forever in there. Now, Forever saved the franchise. I think at the time it had the highest 3-day gross ever. But they'll ignore almost everything from 1999 all the way down to 2004. Now, after Phantom, he makes the Number 23, Jim Carrey, which was, not perfectly, a good movie in its own right. I remember liking it. I have to kind of go back and re-explore it, but another one of his movies that just got like really bad reception, like Number 23 comes out, and then people just immediately compare it to the guy that ruined the George Clooney Batman movie, the guy that made Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze into a joke. Phantom of the Opera, what they add from the stage play, the extra scenes, the extra meat on the bone is as good as anything extra that we've seen in Wicked or Lion King. I think Disney's the live action Aladdin adds a lot to the narrative of the animated short or the animated film. We learn a little bit more. We get to see a little bit more. The bookend, the flashback scenes, what we get at the end, the epilogue, the prologue. We get some nice flashbacks. This is all good stuff, aka Padders. Joel Schumacher is able to bring us this music in a visual way where you think about this movie if you were to listen to the tracks of the musical. I think this is one of his better movies. I think this is one of the better musical adaptations, especially coming off of everything Wicked, where the suckers lean. We're in with the story. We're out. We're highly entertained because some of the best songs of all time here, some of the best characters of all time, and we're done. Where Wicked, it's going to take us 5 to 6 hours to watch all of Wicked, Wicked and Wicked for Good. We had to wait between, there's something to being optimized and optimal with the entertainment, but Wicked added new material that no one really spoke of. I'm sure there's Wicked fans, right? Like Wicked has a wiki, but at the same time, it didn't create shockwaves. I think this is incredible, and it's linked. If you want to talk about Wicked, Schumacher was the writer of The Wiz, 1978, the Michael Jackson Wizard of Oz, Urban Wizard of Oz renewal. Yeah, I was shocked by this movie. I really was. I think it's fantastic. I think it's, if you need something musical to really get behind, that's new and thrilling, that's not Wicked, this one should be it. All right, AKAPADers, I love you guys. Rock and roll.
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production, take 2.
Let's take this time real quick, AKAPADers, my fellow film buffers, and let's just go over the schedule. This is years in the making. This type of rollout I've been planning for years, but we're finally here. So here we go. Early in the morning, that's the new stuff. 8 a.m. Now, 8 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, these are movies maybe of something coming out. Like if there's a Marvel movie coming out and we want to do a retrospective on that particular franchise, or, if Sylvester Stallone comes back and gives us Rocky Part 18, we might want to use the later time slots for a week or two to go over all of the Rocky movies. Now, we have a lot of different threads on this podcast that's explored 8 p.m. So 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Wednesdays at 8 p.m., this is our creator spotlight. We could do an episode on Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, some of the new guys, Spike Lee, even composers, guys like John Williams. This brings us into the weekend. Saturday, Sunday morning. Again, we're back at that 8 a.m. drop. We do cartoons because I want to emulate the times where you would wake up with a bowl of cereal and watch cartoons all day Saturday and all day Sunday, and then eventually you would get to touch grass because you would have one of your friends knocking on your door to play in a touch football game or even some baseball, basketball. The weekend nights, let's get into education. 8 p.m. Again, all of our drops are either 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. But the weekend nights, documentaries, and I focus on creative documentaries because I feel like a part of this film buff movement that we're all bathing in, that I'm super grateful for, is education. And some of where we're finding our facts, some of the, general enjoyment, because I love documentaries. All of this is explored at 8 o'clock p.m. And trust me, there's a lot there. There's a lot out there that I didn't even know existed. And we're going to go beyond that too. We're going to get into some of the graphic art, some of the special effects, some of the makeup documentaries. There's a lot to learn, and I'm so happy to bring you the 9 p.m. because, you guys know, I'm an autodidact. I am self-educated. Sure, I have some certifications. Sure, I spent time at the Art Institute of Philadelphia for animation. But in large, I'm a self-educated, self-made person that's connected to the weekend 8 p.m. drops. My AKAPADers, my film buffers, I hope to see you there for all of it. I love you guys, and rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.